My daughter's secret. I am a mother. I love my daughter more than anything. She is 27 years old. She finished university. She has a good job and her own apartment. My husband and I are proud of her. We gave her a home because we wanted her to be happy. We dreamed of her marriage and the joy of grandchildren, but now a painful secret has come to light. I discovered that my daughter is seeing a married man. My heart aches with every thought of it. I keep the secret from my husband because he is so proud of her, and I fear the truth would break him. I lie awake at night troubled by the thought of her choices. My daughter is smart, kind, and beautiful. She is independent. So why does she choose a man who is not free? I believe she deserves better. I worry that his promises will crumble like fragile glass, leaving her hurt and alone. One day I decide that I must speak to her. I invite her to sit with me in the living room. My hands tremble. My heart beats fast. In a soft voice I say, "I know your secret." Her eyes widen in surprise. She remains silent for a moment. Then she says, "It is my life. It is not your problem." The words sting. I feel pain deep in my chest. I do not want to fight with her. I only want to protect her from a future of heartbreak. I say gently, "He is married. He has a wife. He is not free." She looks away and replies, "I love him. He loves me. He will leave his wife." I cannot believe it. I have seen too many stories of married men who make empty promises. I say, "If you do not stop, I will tell his wife." Her eyes flash with anger. She shouts words sharper than I have ever heard. My heart breaks. "I am your mother," I say softly. "I love you. I want you to have a good life." But she calls me old-fashioned. "I do not understand," she says, her voice cold. Tears fall from my eyes. "You deserve better," I plead. "You are young, smart, and beautiful. Why choose a man who lies?" She turns away, her face clouded with pain. I feel helpless, caught between my duty to protect her and her desire to choose her own path. Days go by in a blur of worry and silence. My daughter stops talking about the secret. My husband remains unaware, still beaming with pride at her accomplishments. The secret becomes a heavy burden on my heart. At night I lie awake thinking of her future, of the man who may only bring sorrow. I remember her as a little girl, sweet, hopeful, and full of dreams. Now, those dreams are shadowed by pain. I try to reach her again. I ask, "What if he never leaves his wife?" She says he will. I believe in him. I ask, "What if he lies? What if you waste your life on promises that never come true?" Her voice rises. "I do not care. I want to be with him." I feel my heart shatter all over again. I ask, "Do you trust him?" She answers quietly, "Yes, I do." I continue, "If he loves you, why is he still with his wife?" She cannot answer. Her face turns sad and I say, "You deserve someone who is truly free, someone who gives you his whole heart." My words fall on deaf ears. In frustration, she stands and storms off. I watch her go, tears streaming down my face, feeling utterly alone and powerless. I turn to my friends for comfort. One friend tells me, She is an adult. She must make her own mistakes. But I cry out, I do not want her to suffer. I fear this man will never make her happy. I keep her secret hidden, even as it weighs me down. My nights become restless. I remember her laughter as a child, the way she clutched my hand when she dreamed of a good life. Now her dreams are clouded by choices I cannot change. One lonely evening, as I sit in the quiet kitchen with my husband immersed in his book, I feel the need to reach out. I hold my phone, trembling, wanting to call her. But the words escape me. I remember her as the happy little girl who once told me her dreams. Now, everything feels different. I decide to call her. My hands shake as I dial. When she answers, her voice is soft and distant. "Can we talk?" I ask, my voice barely a whisper. "I am busy," she replies shortly. "Please, I miss you," I insist. After a long pause, she agrees. "Okay, I will come over tomorrow." I feel a small spark of hope, though my heart still aches. The next day she comes to our home. She looks tired. Her eyes are red from crying. I make tea and we sit at the kitchen table. I look into her eyes and say, "I love you. I worry about you." She sighs and replies, "Mom, I am fine. I love him. Why can't you understand?" I try again, "But he is married and he will hurt you. You deserve someone who is free and honest." Her eyes fill with pain as she says, "I love him, Mom. I cannot stop." I reach out to hold her hand, but she pulls it away. My heart breaks, and I whisper, "A mother's love never ends. I will always be here for you." After a long silence, she whispers back, "Thank you, Mom." In that fragile moment, I see a glimpse of hope that one day she might see her own worth. Weeks pass, and I continue to worry. I call her softly on quiet evenings, reminding her that she deserves honesty and true love. I say, "If he truly loves you, he will leave his wife and be with you completely." Sometimes she cries silently. Other times she shouts back that she wants to be with him no matter the cost. I am torn between protecting her and respecting her choices. Every night, my thoughts are filled with worry about her future. I remember her childhood and her pure dreams. I feel desperate to shield her from pain, but I know she must learn her own lessons. Then, one unexpected twist changes everything. A few weeks later, my daughter calls me in a trembling voice. "Mom, can we talk? I need your advice," she says, her tone shaky yet sincere. I sense something different in her voice, a new uncertainty. We sit together in our quiet kitchen. I make her a cup of tea and gently ask her to share. With tears streaming down her face, she confesses, "He stopped answering my calls. I found out he is planning to leave his wife. But now I am scared. I don't know if I should believe him." I feel lost. My heart clenches as I listen. I tell her I am here for you. I want you to be happy, but please think carefully about your future. You must decide what you truly deserve. She nods, her voice trembling. "I trust him, Mom, but now I see things more clearly. I know I must be strong." I whisper, "You deserve someone who loves you fully and honestly. Never forget that." A small pause follows, then she says, Maybe I was too blinded by love. I promise to think about what you said. I hold her hand and feel a bittersweet relief. Though her pain is still raw, a seed of understanding begins to grow. I leave that day with mixed feelings. I still worry about her future, but I also see a chance for her to learn and grow. I remind myself that I cannot control her choices, but I can always be there with gentle words and endless love. In quiet moments, I pray that one day she will choose a life that brings her true joy. I reflect on all the memories, from her holding my hand as a little girl to the tearful conversations of today. I realize that every twist, every heartache, is part of her journey towards self-discovery. One evening, as I sit alone in the kitchen with my husband, unaware in his reading corner, I find myself lost in thoughts about my daughter's secret. I hold my phone and imagine calling her, but the fear of her response holds me back. I remember the painful words, the harsh tone, and the tears that have stained my heart. I wish I could take away her pain and help her see that true love is not built on lies and secrets. I recall the many stories of married men who made empty promises. I long to protect my daughter, yet I know she must face her own choices. Then, another twist unfolds. One rainy night, my daughter unexpectedly shows up at our door, drenched and trembling. Her eyes are red and her voice quavers. "Mum, I need to talk. He hurt me tonight." My heart shatters as she recounts how he broke his promises again. He said he would leave his wife, but he did not. He ignored her calls and treated her with cold indifference. My daughter's voice is raw with pain. I hold her tightly, whispering, "I am here. I love you. You deserve so much better." She sobs softly. I thought love was enough. I believed him. In that moment, the weight of all my worries crashes down. I tell her, "Please, think about your future. Do not let him steal your happiness. You are strong, smart, and beautiful. I will always be here for you." Her grip tightens on my hand, and I feel both despair and a glimmer of hope. I know that this painful night may change her, and I pray it will lead her to a better path. After that night, our conversations grow softer but more honest. My daughter begins to question his promises. She tells me, "Mum, I see now that love should not hurt. I am scared, but I want to be strong for myself." I encourage her, "Trust your heart, but also your mind. You deserve honesty and kindness." Slowly, she starts to take small steps. She meets with friends who advise her gently. She reads stories of others who broke free from painful relationships. I see the beginning of a change in her eyes. Though the journey ahead is uncertain, I sense that she is learning to stand up for herself. I continue to support her quietly. I call her sometimes and our talks become moments of gentle healing. I remind her of her worth, of the girl who once dreamed big and laughed freely. I share memories of her childhood, how she held my hand and spoke in simple words of hope. I tell her, "You are not alone. I am with you, and I always will be." In our quiet moments, she whispers her thanks. I know that a mother's love never fades, even when faced with difficult secrets. In time, my daughter begins to rebuild her life. She starts to cut back on the pain and focus on her own growth. She enrolls in a course on self-respect and healing. She joins a support group where others share similar stories. Bit by bit, she learns to trust herself again. I watch with cautious hope as she makes small decisions that put her happiness first. Though the memory of that secret still lingers, I see her gradually reclaiming her strength. Now, as I share my story with you, I want you to understand the depth of a mother's love and the pain that sometimes comes with protecting our children. My daughter's secret was a heavy burden on my heart. But through tears, anger, and heartbreak, there is a lesson. True love is honest, kind, and free. No one deserves to be hurt by promises that are never kept. I hope that my story reminds you that even in the darkest moments, there is a chance for healing. If you ever feel lost, know that you are not alone. There is always hope, and better days will come. Thank you for listening to my story. Stay strong, take care of yourself, and always remember that love and hope can guide you through the toughest times. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this lesson. A mother's love never ends, and together we will find a way to heal and move forward.